Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel for Professor Paul's Nuggets. Um, I'm recording from a new environment today. I'm not quite sure about the lighting and the audio quality where I'm sitting, but I hope everything goes well. Um, Today, I'm going to talk about academics again, raising the level a bit higher from the learners, but it's still important for learners to be aware of what I'm going to talk about. Uh, Today, I'm going to look at the academic environment and academic career. I started talking about that because in my earlier nuggets, one of my earlier nuggets, because that is my sector. That is where I have operated since 1987, to be precise. Um, so the question I just want to address today is an academic career good for everyone, or is it cut for everyone? If you listen to my earlier nugget, you would almost get my inclination, where I'm more inclined to currently as with regards to this question. But I'm going to set that aside and still look at this from a fresh point of view, looking at the characteristics of academics in general and what it takes to be a successful academic. I have taught, surprisingly, in the primary school for a few months, in the secondary school for almost 1 year, and in the university sector for nearly 40 years now. By next year, August or October, I should be 40 years in academics. So that is a long time. But there are common links between teaching at these three levels: primary, secondary, and tertiary. But I'm going to dwell largely on the tertiary sector in this presentation. The first question, what the three sectors do is teach. So the first question one should ask himself or herself is, can you teach? So if you were appointed a lecturer or secondary school teacher or primary school teacher, can you teach? That is the starting point. To get to the answers to this question and more, I would think there are certain attributes teachers in general, but academics in particular, should have. And one of them is a deep knowledge, deep knowledge, well above average. If you are average or just above average, then it's going to be a struggle. I'm not saying such people cannot make good teachers, because there are other attributes that make good teachers, not just intelligence or academic scores. But it is important for the teacher or an academic to be to be very knowledgeable. And that is why in most countries, the requirement is for them or for such people to have done an honors as part of their first degree. Again, I'm not stating that without an honors, one cannot be a good academic. But the honors year actually begins the process of research development. And an academic career goes hand in hand with research knowledge or ability to conduct research and understand research. So then there is a need for one to be prepared to learn on a continuous basis. I don't think there is any other career that requires a continuous professional development more than the academic career. Even though we tend not to call it CPD or continuous professional development, that is exactly what it takes. One would not be very successful as an academic if you just join with the first degree and you are stuck there with the first degree. You would need to do your master's and PhD and possibly acquire some knowledge in tertiary education teaching before you would succeed. So continuous learning either formally or informally, is very, very important. Teachers should also be very compassionate people. We are dealing with children, regardless of what age they are. We will be dealing with fairly older children at the tertiary level. But even then, most of them, they are getting younger and younger, getting into university, unlike in the past. So one could be dealing with 14-year-olds in the first year university, 15, 16. It's quite common now in many parts of Africa, where they start very, very early, start kindergarten at 2 or 3, and by the time you know it, they are already entering the university. So one should have very good listening skills, show some compassion towards their issues when they come to you to resolve issues. I'm not talking about dishing out marks left, right, and center, but one needs to listen to them. What are their issues? What problems are they facing? And then deal with these issues firmly. Listen, don't stop them, let them talk. Not disturb the class, but let them express themselves. And therefore, one needs to be very, very patient. Sometimes they may not be very articulate in how they put their problems forward. Therefore, you need to listen and then try to take out the real issues from whatever they are passing on, and then try to address them. And another quality of there are so many. I'm not going to address all the attributes of a good academic. One, of course, needs to be honest. Honesty is quite central to our profession. You should be fair to everyone and not pass some students while you fail students. You should actually be very, very honest to everyone that is being assessed or being taught. And I think a lot of academics are humble people. If I'm not sure everybody is humble in academics, I must be frank, but everybody, even if you are not humble enough, you have to acquire that attribute at all costs. Show some humility, because that is the best way to relate to people who are somewhat below you in abilities and knowledge. If you are the cocky type, you wouldn't be very successful. And academics tend to accept whatever is thrown their way. In some countries, you will hear that the reward of teachers is in heaven. I don't think that is quite good, because it is not looking after teachers is actually one of the problems the world is facing, especially the developing world, where teachers are not well remunerated. Okay, so I'm not going to talk more about the attributes, but what are the benefits of the academic sector anyway? In many countries, and it's a very respected profession. Lecturers are well respected, regardless of where you are operating, because they look up to them as people with good grasp of knowledge, good intentions for the country, good intentions for the community. So they tend to be very respected. And because we are training a large number of people, we tend to gather a good followership with time. What then turns out to look more like a discipleship, but now it's called a followership. So you have a lot of students from the undergraduate level, which we don't generally call my students, but because they are taught by a large number of people. But then you graduate on to deal with postgraduate students who are your actual students that you can call my student. It's a flexible sector. What we look out for is KPIs, achievement of your key performance indicators. What have you achieved over the year? That is what you present. And we are more like the military. We apply for promotion, and show evidence of what one has achieved. Again, I know a lot of, in many places, the promotion exercise has been bastardized with people being promoted who shouldn't be promoted at all because they haven't achieved anything that you can call an academic achievement. But that is by the way. I'm not going to talk about that now. Depending on how far one goes, it gives the opportunity to travel and know the world. I'm going to do a count of where I have been, but I think I must have been to close to 50 countries now, mainly because I was doing a lot of research. I'm going to conferences and going to meet industry bodies to present my findings, etc. So lots more benefits than I have the time to present. This is going to be, I don't want to draw this video to become too long. But the academic career has a lot of drawbacks. It's quite stressful. It's a 24-hour kind of sector where we are engaged. We don't tend to have holidays in the tertiary sector, except you are only allowed to take your leave or go to conferences, but outside that, we work for 11 months of the year. And a lot of academics actually don't take their leave. They continue to dig up new knowledge to be able to pass more to the students. Low financial returns, that depends on where you are. In many countries, the academics are not well paid, and in particular, if you compare the sector to other sectors, particularly the professional areas like legal, business, and other sectors, then the academic sector is not where you go to make money. I have to tell you sadly. But depending on how far you go, there are consultancies you can get into. I will talk about those things much later in this on this platform. Then another drawback is that it's a constantly changing environment, and not in the past few years that has been most obvious with technology taking over a lot of the processes. So it's not a very secure environment as it used to be, but one can also get used to this technology and be there. But then contracts are becoming shorter, and actually no security, no job security, no tenures. That is what is actually driving a lot of people away from the academic area. So, but do drop your comments, ask questions, and I will try to address some of them if you are already starting out in the academic sector as a lecturer, or you are thinking of going into it. It's a good sector in general, but one needs to be aware of these drawbacks, the benefits and the drawbacks before jumping into it. So that is where I will want to end for the day. Please subscribe and do pass on, share this video and leave your comments so that we can add more to what we want to do on this channel. Bye for now.